Get ready for your unofficial dental hygiene podcast. These are the tales of two hygienists, one East Coast RDH and one West Coast hygienist. Listen as they tackle the profession of dental hygiene with humor and enthusiasm. Now, please join Michelle Strange and Andrew Johnston as they tell you a tale of two hygienists.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of A Tale of Two Hygienists, episode number 146. This is Andrew.
And this is Michelle, and welcome back to another week. You stuck it out. Another episode.
You done well,
Thank
kids.
You. We're excited to bring you more information for the dental hygiene world.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, this one's going to be a good one, too. We said it every time, but it really is. This one was, as a quick preface, ADHA versus CDHA, the Canadian Dental Hygienists Association. We had a chance to meet up with them. Well, I had a chance to meet up with them up at AAP in Vancouver, and there are what's the sames, what's the difference, on the agenda for each of them. Some pretty good and informative stuff. So this is going to be fun.
I'm excited to hear it because I wasn't present for this. So I want to hear the differences and what's it like to be a Canadian dental hygienist. We do have some listeners, though, so I see them on Instagram sometimes. They follow us, and I get to see the Canadians. I did talk to a Canadian today, and she was like, a boat? And I was like, what? About. Never mind.
You know, and I actually just came across last night when I was looking through iTunes, there is it was an American hygienist that went to Canada, and she started a dental hygiene podcast board review, something rather course.
Oh.
I think it's a shorter one, but it was kind of like, this is where she, like, I think it's called Help Me Pass the Dental Hygiene Board Exam or something like that. Chelsea B, I think is her name.
Well, very nice, Chelsea B.
Yeah, way to be Canadian, American, and then go to Canada.
Yep. I know a lot of people have threatened that after our last presidential election, but she actually did it. Yeah. Not necessarily for him, but whatevs. So we are actually recording a little early because I'm leaving for Mexico with your wife.
Yes, Allison is super excited-ish. I think.
She actually forgot that she was even coming with me. But I get to go to Mexico because Tepe is going to be opening up a distributor there, or have a distributor there, which is very exciting. I don't know if I've talked enough lately about how much I love the Tepe products. I know I work for them, but Wednesday, I sized a patient, and that patient's eyes literally lit up and was like, oh my God, this feels so good. And I was like, I love this stuff.
It's good. Yeah.
If you guys haven't tried it, you need to. And now Mexico gets to, so that's exciting. But yeah, we get to go tour some pyramids and see Mexico City and hang out, which is awesome.
I'm a little bit nervous about the amount of information that you could probably cultivate if you tried. I
really don't care about that much about you, though.
You do. Actually, you do. Let's be honest. You love it. And here's the thing: is like I've kept my work life, I've kept my podcast life, and I've kept my like home life siloed so well over, and now they're starting to mesh, and it makes me really nervous. And the thing is, like, truthfully, I know you guys could not care less about like me and my stuff, but just like in my brain, I'm like, yeah.
You brought this on yourself, buddy. Just so you know.
Because I want Allison to have the opportunity to see the world, and you like traveling, and Allison and I can't always go together. I think that, and you guys had a good time in London, so I feel like you guys would be good buddies. We went thrift shopping.
Yep, it's going to be great. So I'm excited, but I've had a head cold all week, and now I get to leave the country. Yay!
Perfect.
Yep. The other thing I got to use in clinic was my Zirc Crystal HD mirror. And we have a promo code for that today, guys. So you get a 12-pack of Crystal HD mirrors for $10 off if you use the code TALEHD. And you know how much we love these mirrors. And if you haven't tried it yet, I don't really know what you're waiting for. You should just do it.
It's one of those
the perfect week.
It's one of those things too, Michelle. I feel like, there's a lot of good products by a lot of great people, a lot of great companies. and we talk about them, pretty regularly. This is one of those products that we really do use ourselves every day, and it's in all my setups. It's legit. Like, you guys need to use these ones. This is really like the Andrew Michelle stamp of approvals on these Crystal HD mirrors for sure.
Everyone take advantage of this week's promo code. Again, that's $10 off a 12-pack of Crystal HD mirrors using code TALEHD.
After recording this episode, we have one little correction to make, and so here's the edit. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick update to something that we had mentioned on one of our promos a couple weeks ago. It was the promo featuring the Mr. Thirsty. And I think that we incorrectly said that it was made of natural rubber latex. And I wanted to correct that because it's not. It's a latex-free product. And I'm really sorry for all the confusion. But thank you for those that caught it and let us know. But it is definitely a latex-free product. Go out and use that promo code for Mr. Thirsty as soon as you can. And now, back to episode 146. All right, everyone, sit back and enjoy this episode with ADHA and CDHA presidents.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah?
It's time for the interview.
Oh, but I had something else to say.
We need to let the experts talk now.
Fine.
Hello, and welcome to the interview portion of this episode. We are in Vancouver, Canada, as we speak. We are attending the AAP meeting, and we have with us tonight two very distinguished guests. The presidents of the American Association of Dental Hygienists and also the president of the Canadian Association of Dental Hygienists. We will be talking about several things today. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but one amazing thing that we do talk about is the collaboration of corporate entities and their impact on the association, how they support them, and how the association supports the entity. This one in particular, we're talking about Crest Oral-B. Crest has been a huge supporter of hygienists in general, and they sponsor so many of the events that you and I attend at the conferences, outside of conferences. They have campaigns that are geared towards educating hygienists, but also they work with the public and really try and educate the public and advocate on our behalf as dental hygienists. So we appreciate their help. We appreciate their support in making this event happen. We could not have done it without them. Jennifer Waters deserves a special shout out. Thank you very much, Jennifer. You put on an amazing symposium. It was very well attended, very well received. There were lots of different channels to consume the content with amazing, engaging people, and we really appreciate you. So without further ado, here are the introductions.
Thank you. Thanks for having both Tracy and I here today, too. My name's Michelle Brerman. I am your current ADHA president. A little bit about my person is I'm a clinical hygienist. I am also a previous educator that I had to put to the side a little bit to take on this position, but I've been in clinical dental hygiene for 26 years and also a member for 26 years.
Very nice. And Tracy.
I'm Tracy Bowser, the current president of CDHA for 2 weeks now. About
Congratulations,
me,
by the way.
Thank you. About me, I graduated as a dental hygienist in 2008, and I work in public health and was working in private practice, but 2 nights a week, but gave that up for this role. And prior to that, I was a dental therapist working in the 3 territories in Canada.
Dental therapist. Ooh, we might have to do a whole episode with just you one of these days.
Thumbs up on that one.
So maybe, I know we didn't really talk about this ahead of time, but maybe tell me about why you decided to volunteer for, because it's not going to be easy being president of any national organization. What kind of drove you both maybe to help out in this way?
So for me, I graduated just a few years ago, back in 1992, from the University of Maryland, and I didn't mention that before. But since I graduated, I took on a leadership position of some type for the last 26 years. So I started at the component level and did many things on that level. I then moved on to the state level and did the same thing. And then I moved on to the national level, starting with the councils and committees and then on to trustee. And I just felt like it was a progression in which I was learning and growing and continued to learn and grow each step of the way. And I couldn't ever see myself stopping. It was just, I just learned so much, and I continue, even in the president position, to continue and learn from my board and the people around me and the staff that surrounds me. So it's just, I just feel like it just completes me, if I want to say it that way.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think that as hygienists, we do kind of have that drive to keep going. A lot of us do. And Tracy, how about you?
I've always been active in associations in my professional career, and always felt that there was an importance to that, not to just be a member, but to be an active member. And when I became a dental hygienist in school, we were registered as student members, and I just continued that on throughout to up to just the other day. I renewed my membership, and so I just kind of was asked once I moved to PEI, Prince Edward Island, to step up to the next stage in the kind of the evolution of where our association could go. And the current member who was representing on CDHA at that time, her term was up, and she had a conversation with me and just said, would you consider? So I put my name in, and never thought that at that stage that I would become president. But as I became involved in the board and saw the leadership that was there and people who have been president before me, and thought, wow, like, they're just amazing leaders, and never still thought myself in that role until my husband took me aside one day and said, why do you think you're different than them? So I kind of thought, well, yeah, they learned the same way that I did, so maybe I'll try.
Well, they always say, we're always standing on the shoulders of giants, right? And we're always trying to get better, and then people are going to use us, and it is a natural progression. I think I wanted to maybe delve a little bit more into, we've talked about ADHA previously on the podcast, but I want to talk about CDHA a little bit more. What can you kind of tell us about some of the things that you're working on, maybe some of your membership information, just things that you think that a brand new, no one's ever heard of CDHA before, what do they need to know about your organization?
CDHA is the collective voice, national voice, for close to 29,000 registered dental hygienists working in Canada, directly representing 19,000 individual members. Dental hygiene is the 6th largest regulated health profession in Canada, with professionals working in a variety of settings, including independent dental hygiene practice, long-term care, public health, education, research, clinical practice, and more. CDHA's mission is to ensure that members are able to provide quality preventive and therapeutic oral health care, as well as health promotion for the Canadian public. CDHA has 5 key goals or priority areas. Number 1 being advocacy. We lobby government on a number of key issues on a regular basis. The current focus is on improving access to care for seniors, facilitating the introduction of an oral health practitioner, and working towards a baccalaureate as entry to practice for the profession.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Number 2 is professional practice. Dental hygienists can practice independently in all provinces in Canada, with the exception of Quebec and Prince Edward Island. We have a number of initiatives which support our independent practice. On our exciting new goals is to develop programs and resources to support our members in ensuring a healthy and respectful workplace. We'll be launching a survey very soon to assist the incidence and prevalence of workplace harassment and bullying for dental hygienists in Canada. Number 3 is public recognition. It's important that the public understands the value of the dental hygiene profession. CDHA supports this through a number of activities, including an annual television advertisement campaign, social media campaigns, media strategy, and National Dental Hygienist Week. And number 4 is professional knowledge. That's why we're all here today, to learn, share, and enhance existing knowledge. CDHA is thrilled to have partnered with AAP and the American Dental Hygienists Association to host this exciting dental hygiene symposium. CDHA offers 8 to 10 webinars each year, workshops, courses, conferences, and more. In addition, we publish a scientific journal, the Canadian Journal of Dental Hygiene Research and Education, and a clinical magazine, O Canada. And number 5 is leadership. CDHA is committed to developing current and future leaders. CDHA uses a policy governance approach and currently has 12 directors from across the country. We have a national office in Ottawa, Canada, and over 20 staff.
Can you go over one of the stats again? How many current hygienists are in the country, and then how many are members?
We have 29,000 registered dental hygienists working in Canada, we directly represent 19,000 individual members.
So 2/3? I'm not great at math, but that is amazing. How is that such a high number? I feel like 66% is a great participation rate.
Okay, everyone, let's pause for just a second. Now, before we had gotten started, I had listed a bunch of questions I was going to ask, but as things come about, my brain goes in different directions and I start asking questions that weren't even on the list of things to talk about. So lucky enough for us, we also had in the room the CEO of the Canadian Dental Hygienists Association, Ondina Love, and she jumps in here to answer some of the questions, and you might hear her voice kind of in and out throughout the rest of this episode.
How do you have such a high number of dental hygienist members? It's almost 66% or so.
That's a great question. And so there's a number of reasons for that. Number one is we've developed constituent agreements with all the provinces except for Ontario and Quebec. And in most of the provinces, we have 80 to 100% of all the hygienists registered in all those provinces. In Ontario, there's no constituent agreement, but we probably have 8,000 out of 13,000 members. And in Quebec, it's a different situation. And c'est la nation de Québec. So it's very challenging to have membership in Quebec. So we actually have a very high membership number. We also have a very strong value proposition for our members. We have one of our key member benefits is professional liability insurance. So in the regulatory environment in Canada is you have to carry professional liability insurance to protect yourself, because we do have independent practice in Canada. And therefore, it is a requirement to be licensed in the provinces, which is our regulatory body, and we offer that as a member benefit. And so the vast majority of our members join because of the professional liability insurance. I mean, we hope that they also join because of the webinars, continuing education, advocacy, and really because it's important as a professional to do that. But really a key kind of, hook is that liability issue, and that is a requirement in Canada for professional liability insurance in each of the regulatory bodies.
I feel like we have a long way to go in that little arena, though. So I want to talk a little bit, Mel. Let's transition back to the ADHA. Maybe some updates then on the things that we're working on in our country.
Okay, sure. So we just came off of our fall board meeting that was in Chicago, where the full board comes together. We had an amazing leadership training weekend. We had strategic planning. We had a board meeting. So that was super exciting. We have a study underway, and we're so excited to find out the data about what dental hygienists want from ADHA. So I think that that's a big piece for us. So, and we've shown that we listen to what they say. So I think that having that kind of data will really benefit us, which will then benefit the members. So
how is that study being conducted?
That study is being conducted by an outside firm. It started in Columbus. He did a presentation at our Mega Issues forum, and then the work is now, we have subgroups and different work groups that are happening and doing all kinds of surveys and things that are outreaches to different populations in different parts of the country and things like that.
Very cool.
So that's kind of cool. And when I leave here, I'll be home for just a short time before we're back in Chicago for UYP, which stands for Unleashing Your Potential. And that is, I believe this year we have 24 participants in that. And so that's always exciting, not only for us as leadership and staff, but they are so looking forward to that. And, Mr. Social Media, that, we're out on that all the time and trying to get information about them as a group so we can make a really engaging weekend for them.
And there's been phenomenal people going through that in the past.
Yeah.
People have really branched out and done
Just
something.
so you know, I'm 2011 grad. So is Tammy.
Very nice.
Right. Matt was behind us. So.
Matt.
Sorry, Matt. But anyway, we are actually super excited to be here at this symposium. I think that is, like I mentioned in the comments, it's a huge piece for us to be able to be collaborative with AAP and the Canadian CDHA. I think this is just one step for our future, and it's obviously proven to be successful. And then, like with anything, we tweak it each year to make it better and better. So I think that'll be awesome, too. So we have a membership initiative, and I wanted to make sure that I clarify that the membership initiative has many work groups. One of the work groups is that we're reaching out to California members to find out what they want from ADHA. So that was a big piece to make sure that we're reaching all different groups and subgroups across the country.
Was there more to that answer, a bigger answer?
So when I talked about the collaboration, I just wanted to make sure that I reiterate that I am a clinician, so I am beyond excited to have this new classification piece and to be able to take the staging and grading back to my office to actually make it work. So I think that that's really exciting, and I heard that kind of in the halls and talking and grabbing lunch in the breaks and stuff like that they were excited about that also. So I'm just pleased that this was so successful and so well attended. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great opportunity for ADHA to really put something in the hands of the members and non-members in the U.S. because this is a brand new thing. It's confusing for a lot of people, and I think that if it's done right, I think this can be a huge member benefit that you can deliver on.
What I can tell you, hot off the press, stay tuned. Collaborations get better and better. That's all I have to say right now. So don't be too excited, Andrew.
I like the teaser. That's tantalizing.
Yes.
Let's go into the relationship between the ADHA and the CDHA. So we kind of talked a little about you both individually. We did talk a little bit about the symposiums being hosted together. But what else is going on behind the scenes that we don't really know about?
Well, I know CDHA values our strong collaborative relationship that we have with ADHA.
They're hugging right now.
Michelle and I had the opportunity to meet in Chicago in April while we were both president-elect. So we've stayed in touch through social media and stuff and welcoming each other to the role and following each other and where we're going and what we're doing and stuff. So it's been great that way as well, as far as business-wise and social. So we meet at least once a year to share ideas, knowledge, and discuss possible areas where we can collaborate. And we're currently discussing the expansion of our Put Your Purple campaign to encompass all of North America. We're also meeting in the next month or so to discuss the potential of a joint conference.
Ooh.
We're very excited about that.
I like
Again,
that.
Tantalizing, right?
Is that going to be in Toronto at all? Because I've always wanted to go to Toronto.
Stay tuned.
Telling.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and my whole family and all my friends are going to go if that's where it's at.
So one other thing that I wanted to add on that, other than, Tracy and I really connecting last year at the leadership meeting with our CEOs, which was fabulous. It's a year for each of us together, even though we're the same, but we're different, if that makes sense, because our associations, some things are parallel, but obviously other things are different. And I think that I want to make sure that the audience understands that they support us and we support them. And by that, I mean we attend their annual conferences and they support us by coming to ours. So I think that's also a big piece about the collaborative and just the relationship that we continue to create and the relationship that our CEOs continue to have. I think also we are very lucky, and I know Tracy and I have spoke about this, about the support that they offer each other, but that they offer us too. So I think that is an important piece. So thank you to Ann and Undina for all of your guidance and help to us. So thank you.
Yeah, it's a very important part.
Yeah.
So we put in the notes about portability. We want to try and tackle that topic. It's a hot topic in Washington State. And so portability between states in the United States is a hot topic. It's been a hot topic for several years. What are we thinking about ADHA and CDHA working on cross-country?
So do you mind if I talk first, Trace? Okay. So obviously we know license portability is a big thing, right? We hear it, we see it, ADHA listens, I'm sure CDHA does too. Right now, there's a coalition on licensure mobility that's been formed by ADHA, okay, and also ASDA, which is the Student Dental Association. So they have a coalition that's been formed, and we expressed and have done some things in our policies to support certain things, and we have expressed the interest in joining this, and they're well aware of it, so we shall see what happens in the next couple months to see. So our focus really isn't between it. Our focus is license portability, but for us, ADHA, our focus is license portability within the U.S., and I think that's the key message that I want to get across for us.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm. That's a very good point.
In Canada, we have the internal trade, the AIT, and so all healthcare professionals, if they are graduate from an accredited program, can practice in any jurisdiction in Canada.
So whether that's diploma or whether that's degree?
That's correct.
What about coming over to the United States?
That is in the jurisdiction of the licensing bodies, the regulatory bodies. It has nothing to do with our association.
And there's nothing nothing that you're working on to try and get that?
No,
okay.
It's a province by province, like it's a regulatory body jurisdiction, so it's not ours.
Interesting. Okay. One of the big things that we are seeing here, we just had the fashion show. A lot of students were involved. We had a wonderful breakfast this morning with a bunch of students as well. Students are really near and dear to my Michelle and my heart. I would like to know a little bit about what both of your respective associations are doing to support students.
Well, CDHA has junior and senior reps in each of the educational programs in Canada. We also offer free student membership, and we provide free professional liability insurance for students who pass a national board exam. In addition to our advocacy and media work already mentioned, our members receive numerous free benefits, including professional liability insurance, a mobile app with all 2,000 drug references, free webinars, and much, much more. We're also very excited to be launching a brand new benefit next week, which is Member and Family Assistance Program. And this program offers free counseling services to support our members as they deal with personal and professional challenges.
So I think that one thing, obviously I'm an educator, so how can an educator not love students, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
And if you're thinking about the future, you need to think students because they are a future. We cannot do this forever. So my big thing that I've always believed in, even when I was a few years younger, is mentoring and just the need to stand beside but not step in their way. So make sure that you're supporting them along the way, even if it's in new small little positions that they take on, whether as a new professional or student in SADA and your SADA advisor. So it's more of a side-by-side thing instead of throwing them into the fire and they not be successful, and then we end up losing them because they had a bad experience. So I think it's really important that they're supported in every step of the way, even as new professionals, okay? I also know that most of our emphasis lately with students is focused on social media. The Instagram takeovers have been a huge hit. I know you love that. You're smiling. In case you don't know, if he was on video, he would be smiling. But they've been a huge hit, and I really think that that's what they like. That's what they're into. That's what it's fun. So we've enjoyed it also, and we're really pleased that it's successful. So another thing that, our annual conference, like I said, we don't want to get into something that's stagnant. We're constantly changing, and we're constantly listening, and we're reading feedback, and we're trying to make adjustments every year. And I think that one of the things that continues to come out is that they want to learn side by side with the professionals that are currently there. Yes, they want some things that are student only, but they want to sit side by other colleagues and learn. So I think that that's something that we're constantly looking at, our programming and things like that, to have them more of an equal, not always separate from us, but more part of us. Would you not agree? Yeah. Okay.
And if I can just jump on that point for a quick minute, for our listeners that are experienced hygienists, I want you to understand that and really hear those words, because we sometimes have that mindset of, oh, they don't really want to learn, or they're just there because they have to be there. And the feedback that you're getting is real-time feedback from today's students. This isn't from a study 30 years ago.
Correct.
They want to learn with you.
Yep.
So take that opportunity to sit next to them at a conference. Be a mentor, be a friend. They're looking for it as well.
And they're looking for, and Andrew, they're looking for that. That's what they're looking for. They may not have that opportunity in their school. So they're looking for people to just be there and offer assistance and just be there to talk to them, and it may be just emails or texts or something like that, but just a connection maybe outside. So I think that that's a big piece. I also wanted to talk about the established professional like Tracy and I, and maybe you, but I think that it's important to know that one of the small things that we've done that's had great rewards is just increasing our webinars. And I think we doubled our number of webinars from 16-17 to 17-18. So, and we've had super feedback, unbelievable turnouts on these. So just continue to look for increasing that. And our content and our online CE has been fabulous, and just more hot news. Good things are coming down the pike on that too.
So you both mentioned doing the webinar. So that really is a thing that people are really responding well to.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That's kind of the way the world works now. They want to be able to do it on their time, at their home, that kind of thing. We had the opportunity in the last few years to connect with our student members as well. When we were in their province, we invited the schools to come, and we did an ownership linkage activities, and we've had fantastic feedback from the students on what they want to see in their profession once they graduate and where they want the profession to go. We've done surveys and stuff, and put the results into readable material for the members, and to show that the feedback we've gotten has been phenomenal. There's some great things coming for hygiene.
I love that you're both taking the initiative to really listen, and I feel like that's going to be something that our listeners are going to want to hear. That if you have something to say it. I love that. I know we're kind of running short on time, so let's hurry this one. I want to talk about, for the fashion show we just had, it was put on through Twice as Nice Uniforms and Crest Oral-B. Crest Oral-B has been a big support in my own personal career, but also I've seen how they're helping the professions. But I kind of wanted to maybe have you speak a little bit to what does that relationship look like, and how are you supporting them, they're supporting you kind of situation.
So Obviously, Crest Oral-B, P&G, is one of our biggest supporters and has been for years. And they fully supported our 10-state membership initiative that happened. It was actually begun in 2016-17 and completed in the beginning of 18, I believe.
Can you give a couple of quick, what's that real quick?
So the 10-state initiative is we chose the 10 largest states, and we had our current president or president-elect visit those states, and we did a membership campaign where any new member that attended the meeting that was so this ADHA and the state collaborated on a date in which they could attend this meeting, and the team of ADHA people and the state team collaborated, and P&G offered to pay half of the membership dues for any non-member that was interested in joining.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
What a great way to support not only us, but the dental hygiene profession in itself. So that was big. Another thing, Hygienist Proud campaign. I mean, that's obviously big. You saw that today. You see it in Columbus, the video that's out. So one other thing that I wanted to reiterate, and probably a lot of you have keyed into this on some of the national TV campaigns, they are now calling out and calling attention to dental hygienists on their TV commercials. So that's a big step in our direction.
So awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't thank P&G enough for the continued support that they give us as a profession in ADHA.
We highly value our corporate partnerships. Crest and Oral-B are an elite member of CDHA's partner circle. We've worked with them to host numerous workshops and promote their wonderful programs, and we're currently working with Crest and Oral-B on a social media contest focusing on their new gum detoxifying toothpaste. We also provide access to their Compass professional development resource, which I know our members appreciate.
So as we wrap this up, maybe words of wisdom, maybe not just as president of the association, but things that you've noticed throughout your careers, things that you really want for not just students, but the established professional to know. Any thoughts?
So I'm going to talk as Michelle Brerman, and I think that what I would like to talk about is something that was relevant in my time upon graduation, but is not so relevant right now. And what was relevant in my time was that I was told and encouraged that if you are a professional, that you should join your professional association to protect your profession. However, if it was just your job and you didn't value it so much, then you may or may not join your professional association to protect your profession. The data shows us now that that is not the case anymore, that the students that are coming out of school now are looking to us at ADHA to say, what are you going to do for us? So we're really listening and trying to come up with a value for them, knowing that that is what is important to them as new graduates. We also know that the workplace is changing. It's different. And we at ADHA are listening. I believe it was last year in Columbus and maybe the year before that we brought someone in from the Department of Labor to speak to the attendees, because we heard a lot of feedback about, they were getting 1099s, they had to clock out for the workday. So we brought someone in to support that and offer some guidance and actually give them some feedback, and he answered questions. He was fabulous. So, things like that are important, and they're a huge member value. You might not be able to see it on a piece of paper of what we did for the year, but it's something as a member that, is constantly changing. Like I said, we're adding new things and trying to make it better every step of the way. And that's why you should be a member of ADHA.
Well, I think, like Michelle said, it's very important to be involved in your association, and that's why we've both always been involved, either at the provincial or state or national level. And we survey our members frequently to find out where they want the profession to go, and that led us to our newest end being a healthy and respectful workplace. And that is where we're at today. It's always been an issue, but I think with a lot of movement and stuff in the world today, it's become even more important that we address it, and we put the resources and tools in place for everyone to have that opportunity to work in an environment that is respectful and healthy.
I love that.
I do too.
I love that so much.
I do too. I think that's great.
What a great goal. Well, I really appreciate both your time. I know we went a little long, and I'm really sorry about that, but this was such great stuff. I know our audience is going to love it.
You'll get my bill later.
I'll pass that on to Crest. Thanks, Crest.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you very much for being
Appreciate it, Andrew.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Trace.
So I am really sad that I missed that, and I don't like when you do interviews without me, and that's all.
Okay, that's not even true, because I think you're like, Andrew, do more work. That's what I hear all the time. Andrew, you're a lazy bum, and you never bring anything to the podcast. Those are the words I hear.
I actually don't say that. It's almost like you can read my thoughts, though.
Oh, I don't want to be anywhere near inside your brain.
I'm so funny. I do want to give a quick shout out to our new producer, Frank, who is keeping us in line.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. You're doing a great job, man.
So the thing that you guys probably may have heard us say a few times on the back end is that, we were always editing this. Like, we've never outsourced this. This was, something that we do. You take some, I take some. That's why sometimes it was just a hot mess in the beginning as we learned all of it. And now we are getting busier, and we're really trying to focus on the content and bring you guys just really awesome interviews. And so we got a friend of mine here in Charleston who is doing the producing and editing, which is fan-freaking-tastic.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to help us out with our videos. So all of our podcasts that we've ever done are now loaded onto YouTube. It's audio only. We don't have any cool videos for those ones, but our new ones coming forward are going to have some videos on occasion.
We're not abandoning our audio. We're not going straight to video.
No.
We are still going to be an audio driven content, I guess, and then have some video to supplement it and to help for you visual learners that would like to see, and some things that just, you need to see it to understand it. So we will be eventually moving towards that, which is very cool. So find us on YouTube, find us on Spotify, and you can always, again, find us on Instagram, Facebook, and go to our webpage at taleoftwohygienists.com. Send us an email at taleoftwohygienists@gmail.com. And, Instagram and Facebook Messenger work as well.
All right, great. Yay.
Andrew has an Instagram account. Find him.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you just put that out there to the world. All right. Well, that's what's happening. All right, everyone. Have a great week.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
You're the worst.
Very interesting. This is why I love doing this. We were, as a side note, we were doing some stuff in London, and we learned so much about how all that stuff goes. Oh, this is. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know. We need a hook.
Start that and work on that phone.
Oh, I mean, I'll do what I can. I mean, I don't think you know how much of a nobody I am.
So, I think
you love this a lot. I think you do.
No, I don't.
I think you do.
I really don't. No, I'm kidding.